Welcome to the...
I thought you wanted to do it.
I want you to do it.
Welcome to... You just do it.
No, okay, you go. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Welcome. No, that's annoying for everybody.
You think so? It's annoying for you.
That's
you go.
for sure.
Go ahead.
I'm good.
Welcome
to the Endless Honeymoon Podcast.
My name's Moshe Kasher.
And I'm Natasha Leggero.
And listen, we were packed and ready to go. We were hitting the road to Mount Zion National Park. All day long, we've been packing the RV, getting ready, buying car seats on Craigslist. By the way...
Can I just roast you too? Moshe, he needed a car seat for a very specific type of chair.
A seat, yeah.
And you were trying to negotiate a $8 discount.
All right. That's not really roasting as much as it is engaging in anti-Semitic tropes.
I'm just saying, I just could never.
It is true.
Don't see myself doing that. Like, you needed it like in an hour, but then you were still trying.
I was because I was looking for a very specific car seat for a very specific size of chair in my RV, and I found it. They don't even sell it in stores in LA. I would have had to order it, but we're leaving tomorrow, and the car seat we have didn't fit. And I found one, and the guy was like, "Yes, you can buy it tonight." And we were negotiating, and I had it all set up, and then I was like, "Are you at all flexible on price?" And then the guy went radio.
It was like $60.
Yeah, and then the guy went, "Well, why not? That's what Craigslist is for."
Right, and then what happened? He went radio
silent.
You were already being really demanding.
He went radio silent. I started to panic. I sent him about 10 frantic texts saying, "Listen, I'm sure you're busy, but I really do need the address. Please, I can come get it right now. I'll pay full price. I'll pay more than full price." And finally, he wrote back cool as a cucumber. He just wrote back his address with a thumbs up. Oh, what a jerk. He got his. But anyway, we were packing up. We were ready to go. We weren't going to do a podcast episode tonight. And then our friend, our guest this evening, he's got a stand-up special that's coming out, I believe, on the 23rd. He will tell us. And he was like, as we were leaving town, he was like, "I'd love to do the podcast." Or maybe I asked him to do it, but he said yes right before we were leaving. And we just couldn't wait.
Let's give him a call.
Let's call him. You know him from the Eric Andre show. It's Eric Andre.
Indio, California, you're on the air.
Hey, long-time listener, first-time caller.
First time, long time. Let me grab my little earbuds.
Okay.
Are you rolling yet?
Yeah, we're rolling. Indio, California wasn't a ready for air bit? I'll just keep on.
Why? Let me get my earbuds.
Okay.
Earbuds work?
We'll wait.
Yeah, you sound great.
Well, let's see what sounds better. Yeah.
Earbuds.
Hold on.
Get the earbuds.
And Eric, I want you to call us from your bathtub. He's got a really
He's not
cool
there,
bath.
so we can say anything we want. Never been a fan, you know?
But I just wanted to walk to the thing. Are you guys the first married couple comedy duo since Jerry Stiller and
Mira and Stiller?
We don't go
Mira.
on stage together.
We do go on stage together. Why are you trying to distance yourself from me? We have a Netflix special together.
But I mean,
what are you talking about, Natasha?
Well, I mean,
Natasha, you're a schmuck.
we do a third act together, but we don't like go on the road.
Man, this is...
You got a special together. What are you talking about?
She's trying to
go on the road together too.
She's trying to distance herself from me.
But it's still like you both have your individual sets, yes, but you also perform together. You're performing together right now.
Eric, I'm going to be honest. I'm on your side in this argument.
Thank you.
Wait, Eric, your special comes out. What date?
I will say this. You'll take Natasha's last name, Moshe, if you're a true progressive. And I don't think you are a feminist until you take Natasha's last name.
Wait, actually, Natasha and I last year, we went to a wedding of my friend, and she was getting married, and the husband did take her name. And I was like, wow, that's it was on a phone.
Rock.
Yeah, dude. It's like back in the day if you got married.
You're kind of like cucked for life, though.
Oh, yeah, it's big time cuck time. What do you think? Would you ever do it, Eric?
I would. I've actually been thinking about changing my last name, like changing my slave name. Because Andre, like, I'm a Haitian, so we were French slaves. So Andre is some, like, slave master name. So I was like going when all the George Floyd shit started going down. I was getting real militant. I was like, yeah, assalamu alaikum. And I was like looking up names in Swahili that began with A and meant peace and stuff like that. And then I couldn't find a good name. And then I was like, where is Swahili spoken? And then I gave up.
Dude, I love that idea.
That's
but
powerful.
I guess that's not the answer to your question, though.
You mean my question, when does your Netflix special come out?
You should change your name right before the Netflix special comes out so no one can find it.
Confusing, hard to find. It comes out in like 3 hours, Tuesday, January 23rd.
No, this is exciting. But wait, even more exciting is that you're going to be Eric. What about Eric Ali? You could like exactly like Muhammad Ali.
Well, that's in Arabic. That's not sub-Saharan Africa. That's Saharan Africa. So that's not Black Africa. That's a Muslim name. That's an Arabic
Eric
name.
X.
But I want like Eric X. Eric X. Yeah, I think that'd be.
I would love that. That is so cool.
Eric, something like Eric Ghostface Killer. Something like really.
You'd finally be related to Sadat X. It would be exciting.
A lot of Sadat X fans out there listening at home. I'm sure.
Well, dude,
everyone got that reference.
You don't know the Venn diagram of Brand Nubian fans and the Endless Honeymoon podcast fans. It's just like one
a big crossover. Didn't you get E40's cell phone number on a Southwest flight to Oakland or something?
I did, yeah. There was like a really scary looking, like, just like tatted up G that was saving 3 primo spots when I got onto a Southwest flight. He was like standing and guarding 3 chairs, and I was like, this is interesting. Right. And then about 1 minute before the plane was to take off, E40 entered the plane and sat down. That guy was like his seat holder, which is like.
And you asked him for his phone number?
No, I didn't. I said, hey, 40 Water, I'm a big fan. And he kind of rolled his eyes. And then
what a story.
And then I said, I've been listening to you since Federal, which is his first album, which came out in like 93. And he got.
So you knew a deep cut.
Yeah, I knew a deep cut to like. I was trying to signal to him. I was trying to give him a little bit of a signal that
hey,
I was
man,
a real
I'm cool,
fan.
Man.
Yeah. So then he lowered his very already comically lowered glasses even further and looked at me and he goes, "For real?" And then I told him about my old podcast, and he did give me his phone number and never responded to a text or email or any communication.
How long did you stay at his plane seat to annoy him?
I was sitting behind him.
Oh man, you talked the whole plane
No,
ride?
It was just an Oakland boy's dream come true. That's all it is.
All right, that's cute.
Eric,
but did you text him a lot? Were you like, hey, E40, just checking in, see what you're up to?
Hey, it's me from Southwest Flight 1412. Remember Federal?
I knew your first album.
The guy who kept tapping on the back of your seat the whole flight.
No, I wasn't like annoying. I hit him up because I told him about the podcast, like maybe twice, and then he did not respond. I wasn't surprised.
Wait, I want to know, Eric, really quickly. How are you doing? Like, how are you? Like, are you over this COVID? How far over it? Are you liking this new way of life? Are you lonely? How are you?
I mean, nobody likes this. We're all coping in our own ways, and
has anything positive happen, like with yourself, or have you spent more time reading or doing something interesting?
I've spent more time reading, catching up on movies. I've been reading a lot of cookbooks and reading a lot of cocktail cookbooks and teaching myself how to make cocktails.
That's
so
cool.
I'm like, deepening my hobby game. I'm getting a smoker, so I'm learning how to like smoke meat and stuff like that.
Oh, I like that. Wait, Eric, that's great. It's like while this is going on, you've got COVID, and that had you embrace your Jewish side by getting into smoked meats. And you got Black Lives Matter stuff happening, and that's getting you to embrace your black side and change your name to a Swahili name. It's like you're becoming culturally yourself so much.
Finally. I'm finally, finally just, I don't know, putting my fingers in my ancestors' mouths.
What's the special called?
I started the sentence, and I was like, I don't know how to end this sentence. You ever do that? That's I've been doing interviews since 6:30 a.m. today. So I'm going on my 15th hour of interviews. So I'm cross-eyed. Well, you guys are my friends, and you're very easy to talk to than the guy at the morning zoo.
Well, that actually reminds me of a question that we had, Natasha and I both had for you. How did you get your start, and where do you come up with your stuff?
Where do you come up with your stuff? It's such an impossible question to answer, and you get it every single interview. What do you say? I just go, I drink coffee and I write, and then we have a writer's room and we try to crack each other up, and we write, an assistant writes down everything, and then I look through notes. What do they want me to say? Yeah, man, I fucking snowboard, then I fucking slice my eyes open and drop LSD in. I don't know. I never know how to answer that question, and I always feel like a schmuck. I'm just going to start making shit up.
What do you say, Natasha?
Well, everyone always just asks me what it's like to be a woman in comedy.
Funny. Me too.
Oh, so patronizing.
But what I was going to say is, Eric, I saw that some of this at Largo, this set you're doing, and it's so funny. On a special.
Oh, the special.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, what is it?
Anybody's seen it. The jokes I've been doing for the past 15 years. I just decided to finally film them.
What's it called?
I guess it's not.
The jokes of my last 15 years?
It's called Legalize Everything.
Legalize Everything drops on Netflix at midnight of the 23rd of June?
Well, no. I mean, it drops on, I should say, to not have any confusion, Tuesday, June 23rd.
Tuesday, June 23rd.
Happening in but it is that's happening in 2 hours and 15 minutes. So
you go onto
so
Netflix.
It's the final countdown. When does this air?
Well, this will air in
It's live, Eric.
In a week, so it's going to be really confusing when you're getting really exact about a date that happened 5 days earlier.
Anyway,
okay.
it's Netflix.
Right. So,
just watch his
it's
fucking
on Netflix
special.
Now. Why don't I just say it's on Netflix now?
No. First, let's talk about how you get where'd you get your start from? Where do you come up with your stuff? And what is the date? Watch it on Netflix now. Legalize Everything. Eric, because you've been on the phone for so long, I feel bad.
Let's just take a call and let him go.
Yeah, why don't we jump into a call?
And then I can feed my baby.
No, whatever.
Let's do it.
I feel comfortable talking to you guys.
Well,
whatever you want.
We love you, and we miss you. And
Moshe, I can make you mocktails. I have a cocktail called Clean plus Dirty Drinking. And for each cocktail with booze in it, she gives an equivalent mocktail.
Ooh.
Kind of thing. So I can give
what's
you
the best cocktail?
Little meatball.
What do you got? Give us a sample.
Oh, that's a hard question to answer, my man.
Well, this is
what's the best? That's what's the best album? You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, what's the one you're most excited about making right now?
I just made one the other night that I juiced poblano peppers. I got poblano peppers from the Mexican market. And I put them in my juicer, and I blended them with agave syrup and made this poblano syrup.
Wow, that sounds so good.
And I put a rum agricole and a little bourbon in there with some lime juice and pineapple juice.
Hell yeah!
And came out really good.
What's an agricole?
I didn't come up with that recipe, by the way. That is Ivy Mix's recipe. A rum agricole is any rum. Most rums, 98% of all rums are made from molasses. Rum agricoles are French rums from Haiti, Martinique, that are made with sugarcane juice. So they're much more vegetal, drier. They're they're not sweet at all. They're much more on the drier side.
Didn't you used to hit me up every year, Eric, and say, "Why are you sober? Let's do drugs."
Don't do that, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, I still stand by that. I do think that you would benefit from a psychedelic experience, and in the right setting.
Eric,
did you read Michael Pollan's book?
I didn't read Michael Pollan's book, but I've meant to. I've read a lot of stuff about. That I've had many psychedelic experiences, right?
Yeah, but I think in your adult life, not when you were abusing drugs, in this phase of your life, in a non-abusive way, in a creative like nurturing way.
Eric,
I think that would be a different experience.
I don't disagree with you. And actually, do you know that I had made a decision to take psychedelics again? I was going to do it. And then Natasha got pregnant. And I was like, I don't know if I want to mix these two stories together. You know, like starting doing drugs after 20 years and becoming a father. I just didn't like the stakes went up so much that I just decided I would wait.
That's so smart that you thought of that.
I don't know. Should I have done it anyway?
Yeah. No, I mean, you got to trust your gut, you know, or like, I don't know. I think if you were going to do it, you should make an event out of it and like go to Peru or do ayahuasca, like have like a shaman. I think to separate it from like abuse or party drugs or recreational use of your old days, like you should make it more of like a spiritual journey so that like you separate it in your mind from the old Moshe.
But the problem with Moshe is like when he started vaping, he would carry around a backpack with like 45 different little bottles.
She always brings this
of
up.
like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like everything he does in like extreme excess.
I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone have a tote bag full of oils for their vape.
How many people?
That's why I think like you should go to Peru and then do the experience, then leave so that you can't. It should be like toad venom or something very obscure and unattainable.
Oh, so I keep it.
I don't know. Maybe.
I keep it in Peru, but then it would be weird when I started announcing my like bi-monthly trips to Peru, because I was just like playing this like game with myself. Like, oh no, it's totally spiritual. I only do it in Peru. Anyway, I'm off to Lima again.
I'm headlining Lima. E40's on my flight.
Peruvian E40's on my flight. By the way, Eric, I don't disagree with you. I 100% at this point in my life think that a psychedelic experience would be a spiritually positive medicinal experience. There's no doubt in my mind. But then I started trying to figure out what psychedelic should I do to break the seal of 20 years of sobriety, because nothing goes worse with like an LSD trip than a relapse. I just feel like there's so much possibility of spinning out for 8 hours straight. And I was thinking San Pedro because I heard it's very mellow. Have you ever done that?
No, I don't know what that is.
My hairdresser told me about this guy who comes over and plays bongos to a hallucinating level. You're supposed to trip.
Wait, he plays bongos so much you start
sober,
tripping?
It's like a sober hallucinogen, but it's like drums.
Oh God!
Jesus,
Give me a break.
Just take the fucking mushrooms.
Bullshit. Yeah, just take the mushrooms.
Well, you know.
All right, hey Eric, do you want to do a call with us? Let's do an advice call. You're giving me advice. Let's give these
Sure. So how
random
does this
strangers.
work?
We're just going to call someone.
Remind me how this works.
We're just going to call someone.
Anyone?
No. We have specific people. and
okay, you pre-screened these.
We have a producer, and she has called people back, and they're expecting our call. But you will be a surprise.
And we don't know what the issue is. So let's find out together. So stand by. We're going to call.
What's it like being a woman in comedy? That's so fucking patronizing. I also would hate when a host would go, "Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a little surprise for you. We got a lady coming."
A lady. Yeah.
It's like, just shut the fuck up. Now you're making it weird, and that's all the audience is going to think about. When if you were just like, "This comic's funny, coming to the stage, Natasha Leggero," they want to be like, "Ooh, now a lady here. What?" Like it's the fucking a Victorian era. A lady in the gentleman's chamber? Ooh, well, that don't beat all here. Whatever. Anyway, caller, you're on the air.
All right.
What if the caller was like, "Yo, Natasha, what's it like being like a lady in comedy?"
Well, it is a lady that we're calling. We're going to call
Chloe in Philadelphia.
What if
it was Chris D'Elia that picked up right now? How would you handle that? Would that be tense?
How would you handle it? We would just kind of push it off to you. You're our guest.
And he went, "Yo, what's it like being a lady?" And he had like a thick black accent. "Yo, what's it like being a lady in comedy?"
Speaking of people that need to change their last names, You have a Swahili name to
change
pitch.
his name to an African? What if you have a Swahili name? You had like Kente Cloth, like Nancy Pelosi at the fucking BLM rally or whatever she was doing.
No, he doesn't want me to pause.
Do you want to do it?
She's screaming.
Okay. Our child is screaming,
I just
and
want to
Natasha
tell.
wants
Just
to
make sure she's not
run
in
upstairs.
pain.
Can you stand by for 1 minute?
It'll take like 2
Now,
minutes.
I heard that your child is a bit, and you guys don't even have a child. Like, shit.
No, we have a child, but Natasha likes to separate herself. If you ever mention that she has a child, she'll kind of distance herself from the child, similarly to the way she did to me earlier in the podcast.
I like that. I like her constantly distancing herself from her family members.
By the way, Eric,
Like a classic.
we're still rolling, so Natasha's run away, but if you want to roll with some bits, if you want to keep just talking, whatever I'm here for you.
Roll with some bits. So, man, that iPhone, huh? It's a tricky little gizmo.
Wait, Eric.
What is this call? What am I doing on this call?
Nothing. We haven't done the call.
Delirious. I'm on like 3 hours of sleep.
Because Natasha.
Yeah, but what am I supposed to do?
Oh, you're just supposed to listen to their issue and give them either sincere or make fun of them advice. Basically, that's the deal.
Should I start a podcast?
Yeah, what would your podcast be? Have you thought about it? Cocktails with Eric X?
I think like I'm never drawn to do them. I'm like a podcast. I don't know. And then I read Joe Rogan made $4 quadrillion. I'm like, yeah, shit, I got to get in this podcast business.
Well, I'll tell you what is good about podcasting and what is bad about podcasting. Here would be my argument against you doing a podcast. The whole thing about doing a podcast is that you create a little cadre of fans that like really know you and really feel connected to you, and so then you feel like you have a little community that you've built, and when you go on the road they'll come see you and say, oh, I listened to the podcast, blah blah blah, right? But you kind of have already figured that out with your show, and with your fans are like super fans. They're not just like random comedy fans, right? They like to come drink ranch, come into a Hidden Valley ranch jar, and then drink it, right?
Yeah, they're very invested.
So in that way, I'm like, you already did the work. What's the point in like then doing a podcast? On the other hand, I think people would love it from you. But the negative of doing a podcast is that people really get to know who you are. That's both a positive and a negative. Like your fans know more about you than they do if you're just a mysterious stand-up figure that does like a talk show where there are no rules. Like when you're doing a podcast, they know how you think.
See, that doesn't bother me so much. What bothers me is like constantly hitting up my comedian friends to do my show, because I already experienced that with Eric Andre's show. I've texted every musician, rapper, actor, anybody.
Never got asked to do the show. Never was once asked to do the show.
Well, I was just about to text you right after this podcast. But I feel needy. I hate feeling needy.
Yes, absolutely.
Like I'm always texting people to do my show, and I'm always texting people to do my birthday party out of necessity, because I have no show. It's a talk show, so I have no show without celebs.
That's why you should do it.
So I hate being that needy guy that's like, hey, well, it's okay if you don't want to, but is it cool if you? And then I feel like if I had a podcast, that would never end.
Why don't you do a podcast?
I'm sorry to bother you. I don't know.
Why don't you do a podcast where you interview like 80 plus, like people who are 80 plus?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know what I mean? Like the way you set it up. Don't interview comedians.
What? Just 80 or anyone who's 80?
Yeah, you have to be 80.
Eric 80.
Anyone who's 80 with Eric X, only in Swahili.
I'm just saying you don't have to do it with your.
Dude,
I know, but like I want to do. It's gonna be boring with a bunch of 85-year-olds. What are you talking about?
I want to listen to 80.
I'm comedians like.
Yeah, it's more fun. I know.
Here's what I would suggest, Eric. If you want to make it easy to book guests, try having a global pandemic hit. Because I gotta say, We've had the easiest
That's
time
true.
booking guests on this podcast that we have ever had in our life. It's just everybody's down because nobody's getting attention paid to them.
Yes, that's smart.
Hey, Tosh,
Yeah, Moshe.
how do you feel about air purifiers?
I have them in every room.
And Molecule is air purification reinvented. This is a product that Natasha swears by.
Molecule air purifiers destroy the widest range of pollutants compared to traditional air purifiers, including viruses, heard of some of those lately, bacteria, mold, we have some in our basement, allergens, and chemicals in the air.
Now, I will be honest, I was skeptical about air purification technology, but with the fires coming and the viruses and more need to purify the air every day, I allowed Natasha to get a few of these, and I have to say, the air feels cleaner, the air feels better. I'm a believer. Global air pollution's getting worse, so you should make your air better.
When we're all spending a lot more time indoors, but did you know that indoor air can be up to 5 times worse than outdoor air, according to the EPA? Did you know that, Moshe?
I did not know, but I now do. I know that Molecule works well because it's PECO technology, and filtration systems have been tested and verified by a third party. So don't take their word for it. Take it from PECO. You should try it. We'll give you 10% off your first air purifier if you visit molekule.com, and at checkout you enter honeymoon. It's very easy. It's risk-free.
Protect the air around you.
Breathe better. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah, Moshe?
When you were a young lady and you got underwear at Christmas time, was it a bummer?
Yes.
For me too. But now that we're older, nothing is better than a new pair of undies.
You love them?
I love them. And specifically, I love my new pair of purple me undies.
You do.
I wear them all the time. I wear them 5 or 6 days in a row. Now, you may have heard of me undies before. They're on every podcast ever, but they make really soft, sustainable underwear. I'm honestly telling you, they were very soft and comfortable.
I don't want to go out and buy anything anymore.
No,
and
I'm
I was
with you.
able to pick, they had a very cute, something that made my butt look good.
It ain't hard to make your butt look good, Natasha, but these me undies did the trick.
MeUndies offer endless options for those looking to up their underwear game.
And you can just do a monthly membership, so you don't even have to ever think about buying underwear again. They'll send them to your house automatically, and you can choose your design. Choose what you like. Listen, if you don't like them, you can get your money back because they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee.
And no matter what you choose, you'll get a soft, sustainable pair of undies delivered straight to your door with free shipping.
And we'll give you 15% off plus free shipping if you go to meundies.com/honeymoon.
That's meundies.com/honeymoon.
All right,
let's
here we
call
go.
this girl because she's waiting for
Now
us.
we're going to call... Oh, you're scolding me? Okay, Chloe in Philadelphia. Eric, stand by. Here we go.
Hello?
Chloe.
Yes.
Hi, it's
It's Natasha.
and Moshe and our friend...
Hello.
And Eric.
Oh, yeah, and Eric Andre is here as well.
Cool. Hello.
I wanted a little more... That was so laissez-faire, Chloe. You want to try it
Sorry,
again?
it's 1 a.m. here. What do you
Oh,
want from
okay,
me?
fine. Sorry.
Yeah, give Chloe a break. It's Monday night, 1 a.m.
Chloe, what's it like
She's
being
working
a...
her fingers to the bone.
Chloe, what's it like being a lady in comedy?
I feel like being a lady in Philadelphia.
Chloe, what's up?
Yes.
How can we help? Why'd you contact us? Tell us everything.
Yeah. So I am 22. I just graduated college. And I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on asking out a former professor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whoa, scandalous.
Yeah.
Spicy meatball.
All right.
He said spicy meatball. Spicy meatball.
Wait, I have a question. Have you asked a guy out before? Is that something you've done? a lot?
So it's a woman.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
Check your privilege,
Yeah.
Natasha.
I would say I'm usually the one who gets asked out, but I've done some spicy DM
Okay,
slides,
brag
and
much.
it's done favorably. I don't know.
I've
Oh.
never even hugged a girl. I usually get asked out every day. Jeez.
No,
Kardashian. Must be nice. I look like fucking Terry the Pterodactyl from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
All right, drive
No,
me.
I think I don't know. What's the vibe? That's a sticky situation.
What was she the professor of?
Sorry?
What was she what is the subject that she was your professor of?
Like business.
Business professor? That's
Yeah.
who you're going for?
Okay.
Don't listen to him, Chloe. Chloe, don't listen to him.
Then she
Ignore
sounds
him.
on paper. Okay.
Okay, wait, Chloe, is she gay?
Yeah.
Do you know she's gay?
Okay. Yeah, no,
Good
that's a great question.
Thank you.
I would say I'm like a 90% sure.
You're going on like visual cues?
I would say like visual vibes, yeah, just like gaydar, music taste. I mean, sort of like liking lesbian artists is usually a pretty clear indicator.
But how do you
might
know
say.
she's not in a relationship?
I mean, I don't, but I mean, isn't it okay to ask out people when you don't know if they're in a relationship, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They would just tell you that they are.
How old is she?
Yeah. So she's in her late 20s, and right, I'm in my early 20s.
Oh my God! If you said like late 70s, I would be mind blown.
You'd be like, come on my
late-
podcast, Eric. You'd be like, I want to interview for my new podcast.
When you turn 80, call me.
Chloe, Eric has been
Oh.
up since 6:30 in the morning, so just know this is going to be a bit of a chaotic call for you. And eventually
right,
we'll give you some
sure.
advice. Just deal with it, you know?
All right, I'm rolling with it.
To me, that's a sticky. For a heterosexual couple, why is it more taboo for a heterosexual couple? If the man asked out the student, that's a no-no, right?
Right, that would
But
be
the female lesbian student asking out the lesbian teacher, is that the same no-no? For me, something's telling me that's not as taboo.
I think I
Right,
agree.
Chloe?
Chloe, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would say definitely like age gaps are more common among like the queer community because like usually your options are sort of like less in your age group, so you're more willing to go like up or down.
But mid-20s, late 20s, I feel like you guys are in the same
Yeah, you guys
generation.
are kind of the same.
I thought about that, and I feel like it would be like normal, but I know on paper it would look like there might be a power imbalance, so I'm not sure.
Okay, I have a question. Have you guys ever
Yeah.
been alone together?
So yeah, so like the department.
The meatball
It sounds
gets
like it
spicier.
sounds a lot spicier than it is. So our department.
Chloe.
Eric really has been up all day. So the department holds like these like professor student dinners that they fund for different classes where like professors and students can just like go out to like a nice restaurant in the city and just like chat about whatever. And so like I found out we had like a lot in common and things like that, and I thought that there could be a vibe, but you know,
That's the last time you
She's like-
saw her at one of these meals.
yeah. So that's another sort of factor at play is that she's my professor like
Can you
a year and a half ago.
can you hang out?
No, go, Eric, go.
Can you hang out as friends? Can you hang out as friends first? Can you go, hey, I got tickets to the play. You want to go check it out? Like, can you take the pressure off the date?
I mean, I'm open to that. But I guess sort of where trickiness lies at this point is like, how do I reach out?
This is
Like,
how
what
you
way
do
is
it.
it not gonna be
Chloe,
weird?
this is how you do it. You go to one of her classes and you write on your eyelid. You just write like, I think like, you know, I want you on your eyelids. And then you blink your eyes so that she can see, she reads the message straight up Indiana Jones style.
I think
Yeah,
that
that's pretty good. That's how Moshe met his wife. Natasha.
I went to one of her shows
You went to one of Natasha's shows.
and I said to myself,
I painted his eyes.
That really gives new meaning to the phrase "giving someone eyes."
yeah, oh, Chloe, okay. Don't riff that as your opener with the professor, okay?
wait, Chloe, I mean, I just feel like she can't really date you.
No. I disagree with you guys.
She's a teacher.
You're graduated, right, Chloe?
Yeah, no, I'm graduated. No, because that was the
Oh,
thing.
okay.
It's just like all schools have policies, especially like now about professors and students dating. It's like even if you're not in their class, They just want to avoid that power dynamic. But once you've like graduated,
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
everyone's fair game.
All right, so here's
Yeah.
what I think. I actually disagree with Eric. I think you should ask, if you ask her out, you should be very explicit and say, yeah, I don't know if this is weird or not, but I would like to go out with you sometime, just so she can have full on, like, you know, she doesn't think you're hitting her up for
That's
it.
true. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's just like, is it taboo? Yeah, I guess you've graduated. You're both adults.
Yeah, it's definitely not taboo. It's just like, are you okay getting kind of like told no?
Or never responded
Right.
to. I'll tell you what, Chloe, I did that. When I moved to LA, I hit up a graduate student advisor that I had. And I was like, we're all adults now. And I hit her up. I said, I just moved to LA. Never heard from her. Zero response. And we were friendly. I mean, I really did think we had vibe back in college. And
Dude, I fucked my driver's ed teacher at the end of my driving course.
no, you didn't.
Eric, really?
I rode his mustache.
But Eric, the power imbalance. How did
Yeah,
he
the
do
power
that? He had
imbalance.
so much power over you in that moment.
He had a lot of power over me.
Okay, Chloe. Chloe,
Um,
what I think you need to
yes.
do too is you need to think of something you guys talked about together, something you know she's interested in, and if there was like an event coming or something, you know, you could be like, hey, blah 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 is at the Met on Thursday, whatever the date is, wondering if you'd have any interest, and if not that, I would love to maybe hang out with you at some point if you were, I don't know, however you people say.
And then I will say that shit.
Wow, Natasha's definitely never asked out anyone.
I know, I just wanted to say like,
What was that?
however the aggressor. Wait, Eric, what do you do?
You're
I don't
no
have
game,
game. Well,
dude.
I've
Wow,
never
he's
asked a
getting
guy
fucking
out
slammed.
before. I never asked a guy out
Yeah,
before, so I don't know what you guys
I
do.
can tell.
What do you
tell.
say? What do
We
you say?
love it. We love the Met. Here's what I would.
What do you say if you want to be explicit?
I would say, hey,
Also, she is asking out. You know, like
this is what I
they
would
have
say.
similar interests.
Hey, it's me, Chloe, your former student. You know, I've graduated now, and I don't know if this is going to be awkward, but I always thought you were really awesome, and I'd love to go out with you. Like, I want the words "go out with you." Would you like to go out sometime? And so then the professor.
No, but
can
also say, it's Chloe, I graduated and I blossomed into womanhood and I'd like to go out. Add that.
Oh yeah, you got to say blossom. And then the other thing is, if you do hook up with her, because this is just like, so you know, Chloe, because you don't see that experience, because she's a professor, you don't. The first time you guys are in bed together, you're gonna want to, instead of your fingers, you're gonna want to use chalk or a dry erase marker to penetrate her. Trust me, this is what they're
What?
into. Dude, it's a professor. This
All
is
right,
what they're-
I'm taking notes.
Okay, good, great. She loves notes. She's gonna love you taking notes. That's gonna turn her on so much.
Oh, I took really good notes in that class.
I bet you did.
I was saying very.
You got anything
I
else,
was saying a
Eric?
lot of things. Sorry.
Eric, any final words for Chloe?
Well, how are you going to reach out to her if you don't have her number, you don't have her email? You going to DM her?
No, so that's actually something I wanted to get your guys' feel on. Because like the last time we talked, it was over email, but like she has social media. Should I slide into the DMs to like change the contact, or should I like just do email because that's depressive?
Do you follow each other on social media?
I followed her recently. Like she accepted my follow request, did not follow back.
Doesn't that mean you're
I
going
don't
to go
know.
into her private messages and you'll maybe never
Yeah.
know if she got the message?
Right.
So email,
I think you got to email her
especially
at that.
since she didn't follow back.
Yeah, hit her up at that
Yeah.
@edu address.
That seems less kosher than personal email, no?
Okay,
Or-
I got a
Yeah,
suggestion.
the EDU is weird. That's a weird line too, though. No.
Okay, I got a suggestion. You write her at the
That's like
ED
her work. That's her work email. It's not her
Right.
Gmail.
Right. Well, okay. What about this? What do you guys think? Write her at @edu and say, "Hey, professor, whatever. I have a personal question I'd like to ask you. Can I email you directly?"
Now, is this how you describe game?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I did, by the way, hit up the graduate student person at her EDU address, and that I was never responded to.
You can always
Okay.
try Instagram and see what happens.
Yeah, that's true. Take it to phase 2 if she doesn't respond in them DMs. Start
Okay.
there. Yeah, slide to the
Phase
DMs.
depressed.
Slide in the DMs.
Oh, and
see
make
what
sure you
happens.
have a really cute picture posted on your Instagram. 'Cause she's going to check it out.
My Instagram's private. Should I make it public for the occasion?
For sure. She doesn't even
Yeah.
know who you are. You think she
All right.
remembers your name?
Why is your Instagram private? I'm just always curious why people do that.
Oh, well, so I have two Instagrams, like one for like the people I followed in high school and like all those sort of like hometown people. And then I have like a public one for like my
Your
art
real
and
life.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Why don't you hit her up on the one that's for the public?
I don't know. I guess there's no reason not to. It's just that I don't have like my school on there. So I figured if she didn't remember me, at least on the private one, my bio is like school, graduation year, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think go to the DMs with your best foot forward,
I mean, the truth is she's probably going to say no.
or just never respond to you.
Right.
Why say? Well, hold on, Natasha. Why say that? Why be negative like that?
Because she didn't follow back.
She didn't follow back as a
Chloe,
bad sign.
Chloe, don't listen to Natasha. Be positive. Put positive energy out in the universe. Go with your heart. As long as you're like respectful in your reach out, I don't think you're going to say anything crass or regrettable. Then I think it's fine, and I think you have a chance.
There
Take
you
a chance
go.
on love.
Hey,
That's really
Eric.
nice.
All right.
Listen to Eric over here, Dr. Ruth over here.
Sincerity.
All right. Okay, Chloe, good luck. So we say DM her now.
you.
Wait a month. No response. Hit up the EDU.
No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Wait, 2
1
weeks.
week.
Hit up the EDU. If you never hear back from her, it doesn't matter. You
Take-
took your
take
swing.
care of that.
Shoot your shot.
All right.
All right,
Cool,
good
I'm
luck.
gonna shoot-
If you don't hear back from her, wait outside of her house late at night, unblinking.
You like business? How about this business?
Okay.
This business.
Thanks, Chloe. You're welcome.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, Chloe. Bye.
I mean, here's the thing. That had a lot going against it.
You think so? Why?
Well, because she doesn't even know if she's gay. She doesn't even know if the woman's gay. She
Right.
doesn't know if she's in a relationship.
right.
It-
She's her former
she's
student.
her former student, and she didn't get a follow
Yeah,
back.
but you gotta shoot your shot. You gotta take a chance.
I
on
hear you.
love. I'm a
That's
hopeless
game.
romantic.
That's
I
That's
do
having
agree.
game.
I agree with Eric. Yeah, you just go for it.
because yeah, you could say that, but you could also say she's probably definitely gay. She's single. She has feelings for her. You could say all those things, but the positive version. You know what I mean? You don't know. She got to shoot her shot,
Yeah.
and as long as she's like respectful and polite about it,
Yeah, I'm with you.
you know.
well. That's why you're so successful, Eric. You've got a good attitude.
You do have a good attitude.
Yeah.
Positive vibes from you.
Ah, please, I can't even get a call back for a non-union regional ham commercial.
What are you, Annie Kindler? Wait, Eric, I'm going to give you 3 options, okay? Option 1 is we say we love you and good night, and we go watch your special, which is an okay option to take. Option 2 is we do another call. Option 3 is you listen to a couple of secrets left on our secrets voicemail, the deep, dark secrets of our listeners.
I will do. What's the shorter version of two? That option 2 or option 3?
I think option 3 is the shorter version. We'll do 2 or 3 secrets, and we'll call it a night.
Because then we don't get
sounds
stuck
fun,
on a
'cause it
phone
gives the show
call.
a little variety.
Great, let's do it. We're going to just listen to a couple secrets. We'll riff on them, and then we'll tell you good night.
That girl was cool though. She was very secure.
Yeah, she was. She had a lot of... I
She
think
was kind
that's
of
like...
roasting you guys.
It's kind of millennial confidence is what she had.
Yeah, I liked it.
Brava to Chloe, I say. Brava. Brava.
Eric... Did you just remember you knew that word?
Totally. Brava. Anyone that's ever said brava, I would like punch in the face.
I used to
Like,
date a guy who would
fuck you.
stand up and say that at a theater.
Brava.
Who,
Oh my
the
God, are you
Australian
kidding
guy?
me?
No,
I saw
another-
you with like
Brava! It's-
with like a scarf, like a silk handkerchief, kind of like twirling it and saying brava. Hey Tosh,
yeah, Moshe.
it's been a while since we talked about Rothy's, but I think we should break the seal.
Yes.
I like them. You know why?
Because they're made from water bottles.
They're comfy cozy, as our young daughter would say,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't F up the environment.
That's true.
They're made from sustainable, recycled water bottles, and they're stylish and cool looking. I see you wearing them. I'm like, damn, those look good.
Rothy's shoes are incredibly comfortable with 0 break-in periods thanks to their seamlessly knit design. With many chic styles to choose from, Rothy's shoes are the perfect pair for any adventure.
There's an array of colors, prints, patterns, and a bunch of different styles. They look cool. Vogue likes them. They called them a personal obsession. Vogue. Well, they know. So another cool bonus is you can throw them in the washing machine. They're fully machine washable. They own and operate their own manufacturing workshops, so they can prioritize sustainability every step of the way.
Rothy's has kept 50 million single-use plastic bottles out of landfills and transformed them into their signature thread, which is then knit into beautiful, sustainable products. They're also fully machine washable. Every time they need a refresh, you can just toss them in the machine.
Said it already. They also make bags. You can get bags made out of these recycled water bottles. So get some shoes, get a bag, go to Rothy's, ROTHYS.com/honeymoon, and get yourself a pair today. Okay, here we go. We're going to play a secret.
Hi, I have a secret about my job in the mental health and substance abuse field. I answer calls for a health insurance company, so like in the mental health and substance abuse department. So I almost always, just inevitably just get calls from parents who want to send their kid to rehab because they thought they caught them with a joint. So then I have to listen to these parents tell me that they think their teenager is going through withdrawal because they're sleeping a lot, or that their kid needs medical detox for marijuana and because they found a jewel in their backpack. And they're genuinely concerned, so I empathize with them. It's a customer service job, so I have to be yeah, that must be really scary. Let's make sure to get them the right resources and let's bring on an expert. And then I transfer them to a licensed counselor, or I just bring them on the line. And then the counselor just tells them to chill out and was go to family counseling. Here's a list of counselors. So the secret is that I work from home and I'm actually a total stoner. And so many of the times when I'm taking these calls, I'm just stoned to the bone, giggling at the irony. Yeah. And I'm really good at my job, and I'm well respected on my team, and no one knows I'm still half the time that I'm working. So yeah, that's my secret. I've been listening since the beginning, and I finally thought of one. Thanks for listening.
She's I finally thought of a secret. My job. How I act every day.
I think, can you guys hear me? I switched Bluetooth.
Oh, we're still with you. We can hear you perfect.
I don't think
Okay,
this
great.
is wrong.
I think it's hilarious. What a great stoner job. You just give people drug counseling all day. It's that's the best job ever. I sort of.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even taboo. The parents are ridiculous, and marijuana prohibition's ridiculous. That's sending your kid to rehab for finding a glass of wine in his backpack or something.
Dude,
more power to this secret teller. What a naughty secret she had.
Brava! I remember.
Brava!
I remember when I was at UC Santa Barbara. I was at an AA meeting, and at UC Santa Barbara, it's a big party culture, and if they arrest you for public intoxication, you get sent to AA. For some reason, everybody that gets arrested at those street parties at Isla Vista would get sent to AA. And this guy came into the meeting, and he was this young kid, and he was he I don't know why he raised his hand, but he spoke at the meeting, and he's I think it's because he was new. They were do any newcomers want to speak? And they asked him, and he was well, I have been drunk one time in my life, and it was the night I got arrested and sent to AA. So he
Oh, man.
And the whole meeting just kind of laughed at him and told him to go away.
Aw.
Well,
all right.
That's kind of how I feel. That wasn't much of a secret.
No, I
was
hear
just
you. Let's see if the next one is juicier.
I wanted a juicy little secret.
We got a juicy one? Laura, give us a juicy one.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, Natasha and Moshe. Love the show. I got a secret for you. Back in 2006, I was in college. I lived with a group of guys. We were all on the baseball team. And one year, I was unable to play, so I was left alone a lot at the apartment. One of my good friends, he was very braggadocious about ordering his first pocket pussy. Well, he was waiting and waiting for that to show up. One day it showed up while they were at practice, and I knew what it was. I think it was just by the packaging alone and the fact that we were in college. Not many of us were receiving deliveries of that sort or that size. So I took it upon myself to open it up, and I took his pocket pussy's virginity. So cleaned it all up, did the proper, gentlemanly thing, and cleaned it very well, and put it back in the package, and never spoke a word of it. So, yeah. Okay, bye.
Juicy enough for you, Eric?
Jesus Christ on a cross. That is fucking gross.
Wait, would you use a pocket pussy, you guys? Would you use that, Moshe?
There was.
You know what? I'll tell you this. I have a pocket pussy story.
Yeah, let's go.
My ex-girlfriend, like one of my high school sweetheart, and we're friends to this day. So she's really more of a friend than an ex-girlfriend. But her and our mutual friend Christina got me a pocket pussy as a gag gift for my birthday one year when I was 25. And like, it goes like this with every guy, I think. I was like, good joke gift, whatever. And I put it on my shelf, and I didn't think about it for a few weeks. And lo and behold, I was jacking off, and my eyes just went like, and like Cupid shot his arrow into that pocket pussy, and I was like, why not? Throw a little fucking juice in there, and I was like, and I fucked the pocket pussy, and I felt so embarrassed, but at the same time, I was like, that felt really good.
Well, why didn't you go back for more?
I think I used it a couple times, and then I tossed it. I was like, this is weird and gross.
Well, like it kind of clasps onto you or something. Like
it does kind of hug a little bit,
I don't know.
I guess. It's
well, no, it feels good, but I was like, I don't think I washed it. I think it got kind of grimy after a couple uses, and I was like, this is fucking foul.
There were
embarrassing.
There was a few years there that at all the comedy festivals, they were giving every comedian a pocket pussy.
Oh, it's those little jars?
Yeah, like a
oh, yeah. What was that?
A fleshlight. And I think it was Nikki Glazer that had a great bit about how disrespectful it is to give every comedian, both male and female, a pocket pussy in your welcome package to a festival. But we could.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, right.
Let's listen to one more secret.
Okay,
and then
one more,
let
and we'll let
go.
Eric go home.
Well,
that's a
crazy story. That guy, that's fucking gross, man.
I kind of think like
but they were in college.
That's like ultimate gross secret that you fuck your friend's pocket pussy, clean it up, put it back in the packaging, and then put it under his door.
Damn, that is gnarly, dude.
You know what was funny, Eric, is you said, that was bullshit. I want something juicy. I looked at my producer and I was like, do you have anything juicy? And her eyebrow cocked up in such a way that I was like, does she?
Was like,
and
she was like, check this out.
You want juicy. This one's filled with actual juice.
I got juicy for you.
One more, and then we'll say goodnight.
Hi, guys. I have a secret from childhood. It's not really that interesting. It's just kind of something strange I did. So my parents would make me eat the entire meal. That's pretty typical. Like, you can't leave the table until you eat everything. So we were at a fast food restaurant, and I didn't want to finish my curly fries. And they said, okay, we'll take them in the car and finish them on the way home. So in the back seat, I acted like I was eating the curly fries, and to spite them, I shoved them all into the seatbelt holder, like in the back seat. And they thought I ate them. Great. And then nobody ever knew that the curly fries were in there. They didn't smell or anything. And then they later sold the car with the curly fries still in it. And I've never told anyone that. And I'm still just very, very proud that I tricked those motherfuckers. Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers.
Her parents.
Yeah. Lady, your competition is a guy that fucked his friend's pocket pussy. What kind of fucking G-rated bullshit? Fuck out of here.
She's going to hear this episode, too, and just be like, damn, I thought I had an interesting story. I need to go fuck a pocket pussy.
Why did you put the pocket pussy guy second?
Well, you said you wanted juicy. We gave you...
But that's your dismount. That's your grand finale.
That's
not like
the closer.
Girl that's like, hee, I put a french fry in a seatbelt, and they sold the car.
Wait, I want to know why her parents made her eat her whole meal. That seems abusive.
What? Oh, you have to finish it.
You have to finish your food?
You finish your curly fries, by the way. It's not just like, it's not like tofu.
No, it's not vegetables.
Finish your curly
She ain't eating that Erewhon. Fucking.
You finish those curly fries.
Dip it in the ranch. Dip it in the ranch.
Put those dipping sauces in the car.
And you finish every curl. You slurp every curl.
Slurp every curl. We paid for those curls. Yeah.
Eric.
Sorry.
Eric X.
You're off the hook.
Legalize everything. Netflix.
Yes.
Right now it's streaming. He's so funny. You're such a good stand-up. You're such a funny person. You're such a good friend. You're such a good man, and we love you and we miss you.
Thank you. I love you too. Miss you guys too. Let's hang after this nightmare ends.
Sounds good. So we'll never hang out again.
Hang after hell.
Okay.
No, I'll never see you again.
All right. Bye, Eric. Thank you. Thanks for doing it.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I tell you what's funny, Tosh.
Yeah.
Like doing this podcast, not only is it nice that we're doing creative stuff and is it nice to like interact with the fans and stuff, but also like doing all these calls, it's like we're hanging out with all of these people. It's like hanging out with all these friends. It's kind of nice. Like I just feel like I hung out with Eric for an hour.
I know.
It's kind of sweet. Maybe this is what friendship is now.
I have been making a lot of phone calls.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I've been like
FaceTime.
talking on the phone. Not even FaceTime, just talking on the phone.
I'll tell you something about FaceTime too with this whole COVID thing is for the longest time, I like couldn't get past the awkwardness of FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like doing it. And now I just do it. So it's finally burst through that we're calling people on screen all the time, like Back to the Future too.
Right. But don't be afraid of a phone call.
Right.
Because I feel like sometimes FaceTime can be a little distracting if you want to talk to someone while you're doing things.
It's interesting.
You
I find that my
that's because, like, as
a
a woman, I do, a lot of cleaning, and I'm always
as a
like,
woman, you do cleaning. As a woman, you do cleaning.
I just meant like
I force you to.
No, I mean, I have a lot to do.
Well, you deserve a break, Natasha. And so because you deserve a break, I am about to take you. As soon as we stop this podcast episode, I'm going to put you in the RV, turn the ignition, and we're going to drive to one of the most beautiful places I have ever seen in my life. No joke, truly just a one-of-a-kind gem of this earth. Mount Zion National Park. And we're going to go on a long hike, and we're going to go to a waterfall, and we're going to go in a swimming hole, and we're going to get under the waterfall and swim out like Blue Lagoon. And as that water splashes down cool and crisp upon our brows, I'm going to take your hands, I'm going to pull you towards me, and you know what I'm going to say?
Oh, I have some questions about this trip, though.
Okay, I was about to get out of the episode, but yes, I'm interested.
Everything you described doesn't sound that relaxing, so I'm excited to see what happens.
What do you mean? A waterfall and a swimming hole doesn't sound relaxing?
Well, you're also hiking with a toddler.
I got the backpack.
Okay.
Or we'll leave her in the car.
Hey, let's check back in 10 days and see how it went.
Well, the next time you hear from us, even though these podcast episodes will be released out of order, at some point you will hear from us and we will give you the recap. Until that time, take care. Don't catch COVID. Be strong. And Tosh?
Yeah.
I love you.
Oh, thanks. I love you too.